there are some files. That files are uh, that files are of type Excel or PDF or some documents. That means O documents, dot to docx, or like whatever the like no extension it might be. It's not like only one extension you may get. So you'll have like a lot of extensions, like of the files in a folder. So, but like now here, the thing is you have to take only. See, we have already seen taking only one type of file. That might be like no way only or .pdf or .xlsx. See, like no PDF means like no we can give star.pdf. So in the directory .get files, like no if you want to filter only PDF files means star.pdf you will give, or like no if you want to give, or if you sorry if you want to extract dot docx, that means like no word document, so we can give docx or doc. Like no, it depends on the like no version of the software. Maybe like no what are the like no Outlook you are using, sorry, what are the word document you are using, what is the version of Excel you are using. Okay, some Excels will have dot Excel X only, sorry, dot Excel S. Okay, so we can give dot CSV format, whatever it may be. Like now we can able to get only one type of format, so we cannot get multiple types of data. So now my scenario is I have a folder. I would like to extract either dot Excel files or PDF files. How do you do that? Okay. So this is also one of the very important. And even whenever you are attending an interview, you tell to the interviewer like we have a criteria where we have to extract or we have to fetch okay, dot PDF files and dot Excel files, and we have to like process those files and like no extract the information from that, and we that data information can be used as a input to the application. Okay, that's what you have to tell. That is also you can tell. That is also one of the advantage if you tell it, because like no, then they will ask you that. So how did you get it? Fetching multiple file types. Okay. So say I'm using flowchart. So what we have to use? We have to use assign. In this assign, use directory dot get files, come over here under the properties. We can able to elaborate it. Get files of. So the first parameter, what we have to for the first parameter, we have to pass the folder path. So I am just setting the data. That means I am placing the files into the folder. This is our input folder path. Okay, consider this is our path of the file. That means sorry, folder where the files are available. So consider this is your input file path. 1 minute. So come here. This is the comma. So search pattern as string. Star dot Excel dot concat of again directory dot get files of path of the folder comma star dot pdf. So here we have to define control K files. Come to the variables. So here we have to, what is the type of data we have to set? It is a string, right? So I took a string array. Oh. Files, then what we are used star.pdf, right? So content. What is this? Then class level. So we have to use dot to add. Files dot. Super. So we got like no 20 files. See, how do you check that whether you receive or like no you fetch all the uh, XLSX files? Okay. So is there any criteria dot star dot XLSX? It's taking, why it is taking this much time?
బల్బు ఒకటి కాలింగ్ పెట్టేసుకుని తర్వాత ఎక్కడంటే చిన్నడా బల్బు వీడు చించింది వీడు అదన ప్రసంగం వెళ్ళబోతుంది వ్యాపారం చేస్తానే ఉన్నాడు అదన ప్రసంగం మాట్లాడతా అదే మరి అది
తెలీదు అన్నది మన కడబెట్టి నేను వచ్చి తర్వాత పెట్టుకుంటాను. What is this nonsense? Which time it take? We don't want to waste our time. So how many files? There are like no total 29 files. Okay. So in the 29 files, remove this one. So now 28 files. Out of 28, we have so macro enabled 1, 2, 3, 3. It's a CSV, so we don't need to consider. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. Like now remove 4. Okay, so 28 minus 4, 24. Okay, out of 24, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 4. Okay, remaining 4, like now 4 are Word documents, right? So now 20, okay, now it is 20. In the 20, one PDF we added, right? This is the PDF. So now the match is correct. So we have retrieved a correct result. Okay. So if you want to go and cross verify this, what we do? Rather than giving PDF value, I would like to give CX, docx. Docx is like now let me like now cross verify this again. I don't want to do it again and again. What is the extension of this file? So docx, right? Come over here, docx, and click on save it and run. See, now it is 23. Yes, 19 files are .xlsx and 4 files are belongs to sorry .xlsx and like now 4 files are belongs to docx. Okay, now the count is correct. So we are getting, this is how you have to tell by using concat. Okay, we can able to fetch multiple values like a multiple types of data from the input file folder. Okay, so this is one of the very important interview question. Okay. Okay, now, and one more very important feature we are going to see. Chrome. Oh, sorry, there is one yesterday. Yeah, challenge. Why it is giving? RPA samples.com. Click on new supplier. See, actually, whenever we are like now, did you observe that whenever we would like to fetch or like now select one of the value from the drop down, we are unable to do that. So we got an exception. Like now you are not and like now you cannot use this for select item will not work for, correct? We got an exception whenever we are doing this. So we got an exception called like no, the selector will not work for this item. Yes. Okay. So how do you overcome this? So that means like no, if you get an error like that, what is the alternative approach? in order to like now automate this. You cannot tell that, so we cannot automate this site, or we cannot automate this. Like now, see, if you are like now whatever the application is available, if you are able to do, if you are able to automate for each and every control, that means element in the like now application, then only we can tell it's a perfect automation. Otherwise, we cannot. So such in that case, how do you do that? So solution for select item. Correct, right? So now attach browser. Indicate browser on the screen. Sorry. Come over here. Browser type. Search this for. Search for the UI element defined by the selector property. We don't need it. Select item. Indicate inside. See, the control does not support select item. See, whenever you are writing like no, the first question they will ask you that what are the real-time challenges you face like no in your project. You tell like no, first we have seen one of the case, right? That means like no, selecting multiple values from the folder. That is also one of the real-time challenge. Don't think that like no, it is easy. You should know that like you have to use concatenation function. And tomorrow we will see one more thing that is very important. And now see, like now you tell that. So whatever the application, web application we are using, that web application does not support when I use for where like no my situation was. I have to select one of the value from the drop down. That value like no pass dynamically. Okay, for each and every time whenever processing the record. How do you do that? So like now we got an error. This control does not support select item. How can you overcome it? So for this, UiPath has provided an option called click. Okay, click. So if you want to perform a click, so first you have to select the. Let's see, there is a like now one drop down icon, right? It's showing like now under one of the icon like now which is inverted like inverted symbol. See this symbol. Just first of all select this one. Where do you want to select it? Wait for it is interactive. selector. What is this selector? So IDX equal to 2. Select down arrow. Correct, right? It is a down arrow. Like now, even in your laptop, you will have some keys, right, in the keyboard. Like now, down arrow, up arrow, like now, left arrow, and right arrow. So first of all, click down arrow. Take one more click. What is that? Activity. Now come to here. Just click on here. Now indicate element inside. Says do not select only this particular text. Okay. Select entire this. Come the mouse over, just like now mouse over, just like now do some like no, keep it maybe in the left side, some left side of the text. Select it. So select. Wait for ready. And then see, I'm not at all selecting anything. Now just like now execute it. See, it is selected. But it is a static, right? So always it will select chemicals. For example, like no, for another customer, or like no, this is a supplier information, right? Like no, this page is belongs to supplier's page. So tomorrow there will be a different supplier. For example, it is chemicals. Now, like not tomorrow it is agriculture. How do you do that? And like no, for another customer, there will be a human resources, and another one is engineering, energy, education, communication, banking. So these are all the different suppliers. So for that, we have to use come here. So always we'll have an option called go to the properties and click on selectors. So when go for selectors, what is this? There are some attributes called web control area role equal to option, ID equal to industry list 6, tag equal to button, type equal to button. So just select this one. Okay. So this is the like no, this is called a like no dynamic allocation of the values to the variables. So right click, use variable, control K. And what is this? So I can give supplier name. Click on confirm. So ID where like no this one, this value only will change like no each and every time. That means the values from the drop down. So we have to select. So here I passed a variable. So what is that? Like now under this, there is a asterisk, I believe, asterisk. Asterisk means star. So inside the brackets, star, then followed by name of the variable. Okay. Now click on OK. Come over here. See. So what is the default value? It is a 6. Now I will give 3. Okay. Now click on save. Run it. See. Okay. So, but each and every time we have to pass the value. So anyway, like now, this is like now, whenever we are having, what is that? When you are like now working on real time, this value can be taken from the Excel as input. So this value always change, right? The variable name always change. Either it is like now, what is that? Instead of this, we will call you. We will like now, what is that? Pass. Okay, sorry. Okay, we will say default value like now. See here, the supplier name equal to. So whatever the value it is assigned, so that value will like now will pass it over here, and it will select it. Okay, we don't need to consider or we don't need to do anything. Okay, if you pass this value like now here, always you have to the variable name. If you pass that variable name itself can do that dynamically. So that is the one of the very important features. Like now, see here, you should like no. If you tell that like no, the interviewer will get some impression that you have real time experience, you have worked on that. Okay, if you tell these scenarios where what are the challenges you face, and what we will see. See here it is a date. Take type into so in this special piece. 10, 6, let us pass the value. It is a combo box tag equal to input, type equal to text. So it set the date as well. So for like now, if you want to pass a date, so we can see this correctly set that the current date. Correct. See, we can able to like no know we can like no identify that whether like no this the date has been set properly or not to that element. It is perfectly set. That is the another one. Okay, one, two. Now, what is that? So, what is? So we will discuss. Okay. Oh, sorry. So attach browser. So we have one activity called parallel. Okay. So parallel activity. Execute child activities asynchronously in parallel. So parallel activity can be used if you want to execute some of the activities asynchronously. So there are like no, two concepts. There are two concepts like asynchronous and synchronous. So what is asynchronous and what is synchronous? Synchronous is nothing but happens at the same time. Asynchronous means doesn't happen at the same time. With asynchronous learning part, see, I just wanted to let like know what is the difference, what is the like no meaning of asynchronous and like no synchronous. So a parallel can be happened in asynchronously. So that means it cannot execute what are the activities we are defining, all the activities at the same time. That is parallel. So usually, like no, in real time, where do we use parallel activity? For example, whenever you are working on one real time application, whenever you submit a button or say there are some applications will have a submit button, some application will have a save button, correct? So you might be like no observe a lot of times that now whenever you are like any one of the web application. See, for example, if you consider registering a bank application, registering somewhere else, like whatever it may be. So whenever like it will, you will get one pop-up, correct? Do you want to save it or successfully saved? Okay, or if you get an exception, like now you will get some exception. So in that case, whenever you get a pop-up, so you need to handle that pop-up. So consider that pop-up will not like no occur each and every time. That means it will not show that pop-up each and every time. So it will come periodically or it will come rarely. So in that case, how do you like no handle that pop-up? Okay. So for that, there is an activity called element exists. Okay. So element exists means consider this before go to attach browser. So rather than that, we have to attach and indicate element. See now. Uh, so selected. So it is a iframe. What is the like no iframe result? And web control parent is equal to my model, tag equal to div. What is the output of this element exists? So this element exists output is exists. It's a boolean. Who run this, man? I did not run it. How come? Okay. Now put condition It should be here. Check exists. So we will tell that this is, see, usually what we do. So here, like now we will take the click activity and then click on the OK button. If the like now the pop-up exists. Okay. So otherwise, like now we will proceed further. So we don't need to take any action, because like now when you get the pop-up main, here like now here we will get a button like in a OK or cancel button, right? So in that OK and cancel button, we will click on OK. So it will close that pop-up, and like now we will able to proceed further. If you cancel it, okay, so we are unable to move it further, right? So then like now we will take a click activity, then like now click on the pop-up button, pop-up. We will close the pop-up window. That is how ideally we do. So, but here like now, pop-up. So now it is. See, if the condition like now it is executed, then only we get that exists equal to true. See, okay, that is the, that's why like, I want to see this. Okay, so this is called parallel activity. And then see here, like now there is one more. See that, what is this? Element exists. Element exists. I can define like now activities here. So how it will execute it? See, not only one activity, I can define a lot of activities inside the parallel, but it will execute asynchronously in the sense. So we cannot tell that like now which one will execute first. For example, so So inside this, so if this element exists, so come to the properties. So here control K, W3 exists. What is this? So we have to use if. Inside if W3 exists, then click. Close button. Okay, we are closing that form. This is how ideally we do in real time. We will see this and we will wind up this session. Oh, we forgot to put like no. That. I forgot to put some message boxes. Then we will get to know that like no which one is executing now. Okay. So here itself we got an. Oh, attached browser, right? Sorry. So I closed it. No, that is the reason there is no browser exists. Perfect. It works and it closed that pop-up. So it is executing remaining activities. That means like now remaining. What is that? There are parallelly there are a lot of activities we defined, right? So here we have defined. So here like now we put this one and like now we put this one. So once it is done, it will go. We don't know like now which one it will execute, but definitely it will execute. So you don't need to define like this much complexity anyway, like when you are working on real time. So we will not use this many, only one pop-up only we will get in one end, but at one particular period of time. We won't get all the activities, sorry, all the different pop-ups, right? We'll get only one pop-up. Once it is done, then only we will move forward. Otherwise, if you did not get it, we don't need to work. We don't need to use this parallel activity. That is the use of parallel activity, and we have seen the real-time example as well. But if you get a pop-up, so how to close it? Okay, when you see the different what is that parallel, we use it only one parallel activity. After that we have defined a lot of what is it element exists as well in the same parallel activity. So it will execute synchronously each and every. See, not only element exists, you can be used what are the activity we would like. So it is not mandatory you should do, but whenever you are identifying something, it is dynamically changing or dynamically getting the pop-up. So we have to use the element exists. So then it will check it whether that particular element is exist or not. Okay, and then we can close it. So tomorrow we'll see very good example of, I have a scenario like see, whenever we are talking about data table activities, we have one of the activity called filter data table. I don't want to use filter data table activity. How do you filter the data? Okay, so this is also very important. We always use in real time as well as in interview point of view. And in an interview as well, it is very important. Okay. So tomorrow we'll see, friends. Okay, then. Thank you. Any doubts? All right. Okay, then. Bye. భవానీ జాయిన్ అయ్యావా ఈరోజా?